welcome back, dear students. In this video, we want to discuss about data storage location in Solidity. Like I promised earlier, you would have seen me using things like memory, when we wanted to write this and there was error here, but when we wrote the same thing, we declared the same variable here, we didn't have to use memory, but when we were declaring it here, we were forced to use the word memory. So how does that came to be? You will know all that in this video. Now, for us to discuss in depth, let's take it one after the other. We have majorly three types of data storage location in Solidity. So the number one is core storage. As you can see, is the default and permanent storage of the smart contract. Access and can write to it for storing state variable data value. So let me give you more explanation. I just like to put those somewhere there so that I can go straight to the point of what I'm about to teach you in the video. Now, when you talk about storage, by default, the default permanent storage of Solidity smart contract is the storage. So everything you are writing is going there inside the storage, except for some things. Are you getting what I'm saying? So for example, now if you write your variable now, any variable you declare in this state variable, you already know what it is now, is stored inside the storage location. And as you can see it here, you remember when we are discussing about state variables, that variables you declare it globally, they are globally available. So it's the same thing. That storage is globally available, and that's one. Two is that is also accessible and can write to it. So which means, for example, if I put whatever I have here, I can decide to write from this function and communicate with this variable and even change the variable value. You get what I'm saying? So I can change the variable value from any function here, which we'll still see in upcoming videos. So still stay on, but just keep that in mind. Now, there's another type that we have. So for example, here now we can have storage, you see, but we don't have this as storage because this particular variable is what? Is a local variable. You will get to understand why now. So the second variable data storage location is called memory. Now that is temporal storage of a smart contract. The same also have access and you can write to it. And for storing local variable data value, which is declared and limited within a function. Do you see it now? So when you are declaring a variable within a function, it should be written into the memory. Usually things like string. You get what I'm saying? If I want to declare, for example, let me try and declare uint number equals to 50. Do you see it? Unused local variable. So that's it. This is just an error. You see in yellow that we declare a variable but we are not using it. So let's ignore that. But you will notice that I didn't need to write anything like memory. Why? Because this memory, all these things like the default things like number, number are just default. You know that is either it is 1 to 9. Then when it is 9, you start combining it 1 and 0 from 0 to 9, then 1 and 0. But when you are talking about string can be in different languages. Do you get what I'm trying to say now? Can be in different languages, can be in different form, can be combined, can mean different things. Do you get what I'm saying now? So that's why in this Solidity, it has been pre-configured that you need to indicate it that this particular thing should be stored in memory. And I will give you additional something in case you still don't get it well yet. Don't forget that Solidity is a language, I call it language, programming language of money. You are dealing with blockchain and some other decentralized Web3 technology, which by default handles money. You get what I'm saying? So if they allow people to just store anything anyhow, number one, there will be too unnecessary data on the blockchain and other technology, decentralized technology, that it will become too heavy for those that are running node to store them. You get things like that. So what happened is that all these string, for example now, every string, depending on the kilobyte of this thing you store, you will pay for it. So the longer this text is, the higher the amount you will pay. You get what I'm saying? So that is why usually you yourself, you don't want to save string just anyhow on the blockchain through your smart contract. Do you get my point now? They are usually stored outside of the smart contract. Then you will now call it. Do you get the point now? So those are why you have to indicate it that this is not going straight into the permanent storage location, but in a temporal location. And for example, once you are out of this function, that temporal location, this particular string and memory is no more in use. That's why you cannot access it after you have declared it inside here. I hope I'm able to get that. So if you have any question, you can ask in the forum. I should have the official link of the forum. At the same time, there's an exercise, so you can ask your question there. So that's why we use memory, and that's why you discover that if we want to return anything here, let's comment this out. When we return this, return string, we have to put memory. So even if we are putting it here, for example, string, you see it, there's an error which is red. There has to be memory. So, but don't be scared about it. Like, how will I know where to put it? Thanks to Solidity error prompt, unlike language like JavaScript, it will notify you that something serious is missing. Do you see it now? That's off. But if here now I write uint, you see that it's not even asking of it. So those are part of what I'm saying. Do you get it now? So that's how it works. Then the third one we have has to do with what is called core data. So this also a temporal storage like memory, but usually used in smart contracts to, reduce the use of gas and things like that. Like I told you, if you save too much text or things like that as a string in your smart contract, you will make the smart contract to be too costly to interact with. Even while you are deploying it, you may incur too much high gas fee or whatever fee. Maybe you are on Binance Smart Chain, you will pay more of BNB. Do you get things like that? So you don't want to use more. That's why things like this exist. They are just temporal. Once you are out of here, it doesn't make any sense again. It's not useful. But whatever is stored inside the storage data location is permanent as long as that smart contract is running and is accessible any aspect of the smart contract. But the memory one is only available within that specific function, while the core data is meant for special use cases, which in advanced Solidity courses we may still be able to discuss, and you will learn more about that. So that's it for different data storage location. And henceforth, when you see me writing this function and putting things like string and memory, I feel you are less or no more confused about why that is so. So now off to the exercise. The exercise is that on the state we are putting on, on the forum, we are building a very rich collection of helpful information for our students and the Web3 world in general. So make sure you do this assignment to help yourself, at the same time help create more content. Sorry for any background noise, in case that's my wife and daughter. Sorry for that. So now you'll be able to go research more and learn more. Google about all this and learn more. Like I told you, learn to research. You can't keep all these things on your head, but just understand the concept that when you want to solve a particular problem, what do you need? Which type of storage you need to write to? Those are how learn a programming language. Not that you keep the old syntax. So when you know it, okay, memory, if I want to write to memory, you can just Google the code, and then since you understand how it works, you fix it for your project. So research it. Once you research, check the forum for types of data storage location in Solidity. The link will be below the video. Then post summary of different types of data storage location in Solidity in the forum based on your own understanding of this video in combination with your personal research. Always try to do this research. You are helping yourself, and if you don't, it's your choice. You get what I'm saying? You want to be a pro in this programming language, you need to go through all these exercises to help yourself get to learn better. You don't learn programming language, like I used to say, just by watching. No matter how expensive the course you are watching is, if you don't take the time to write things out yourself, I'm telling you, you are not learning. Yeah, you are not learning. So it's just like mathematics. You don't know mathematics because somebody explained it to you. You watch it. Until you put down on paper and try to solve it yourself, it won't stick to your memory. And that is what you need. You need it to stick. So that's it. I will see you in the next video. I remain Solomon Foske of Programming FAQ. Remember to always keep the programming spirit high and alive. Bye for now.